Okay, so today we're going to learn how to put wire on the back of a canvas. So I found this old painting of a cow in one of the drying racks, and I'm going to use this to show you how to put wire on the back. So we're going to flip it over. We're going to need a ruler, and we want to measure the total overall length, and this is 20 inches. So at roughly 1/3 of that space, so we're going to say 6.5 inches, I want to make a mark. So whatever your measurement is, we want to make a mark at about 1/3 of the way down on the left side, and then we want to come over here to the right side and make a mark in the exact same spot. Okay, so I'm just going to make mine at 6.5 inches, which is kind of close enough to 1/3 of 20. Okay, I'm going to need a nail and a hammer and into my frame. Okay, so if I can divide this frame in half, I'm going to take my nail and I'm just going to make a little bit of a hole. I just need a little starter hole for when I use my eyelets. Okay, so I'm going to make a little mark there, a little starter hole. We'll flip this over and you can probably see that little hole that I made over there. And then on the inside, on this side, I'm going to do the exact same thing. We'll get a little starter hole. We're going to take our eyelets, okay, and you have a whole pack of eyelets. You actually only are going to need 2 for right now. We're going to take our eyelets and we're going to put it into our little starter hole that we just made with our hammer and our nail. And we're going to twist the eyelet until the head of the eyelet meets the inside of the wooden frame. And it might get to be kind of difficult to turn. It depends how strong your fingers are. If your fingers aren't strong enough, if you have flat pliers like this, you can grab a hold of that head and you can turn it that way. Okay? And when it's secure, it should look kind of like that. We'll go ahead and we'll flip it over and I'll put one on the other side. So I'll find my little starter hole and I'm going to insert my eyelet. I'm going to twist it by hand for as long as I can because that's going to be a little bit faster than twisting it with a tool. And when it gets to meet the wooden frame, I can stop twisting. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get my wire. And again, you're going to have more wire than you're actually going to need. I didn't want to short you on the wire, so I gave you a little bit too much. So we'll take our wire, and if it's a brand new roll like this one, you're going to have to take the tie off of it. So we can just twist that to loosen it, and then we can do the same thing on this side. We can twist it to loosen it, and then it'll just pop off of there. And we're going to stretch this out so it's almost twice the width of the canvas. Okay, you want to have some extra wire. All right, so when you feel like it's close to twice the width of the canvas, we'll go ahead and we're going to take wire cutters. So you're going to need wire cutters, and we're going to cut this. Okay, my wire cutters are kind of beat up, but they still work. All right, we're going to take the wire and we're going to insert it through the eyelet. And I want to pull through just a couple extra inches. Like that. And we're going to take the extra and we're going to wrap it around the base of the head of the eyelet first. This will make it nice and tight. So we're going to wrap it around the base of the eyelet where the eyelet meets the wood of the frame. Like that. And we'll take the extra wire that we have and we'll just wrap it around the long strand until it disappears into the long strand. Like that, okay? And then we'll take the rest of the wire that we have and we'll fish it through the eyelet on this side. And again, we want to do the same thing, and we want it to be pretty tight. because if somebody puts a frame on this, it'll loosen it and it'll still pull up just a little bit. So we'll make it pretty tight, and we want to take it and we want to wrap it around, again, the head of the eyelet first. Okay, this will help keep it nice and tight for us. So wrap it around the head of the eyelet. Like that. Then we'll take the extra wire and we'll just wrap it on down the line until the extra disappears. And if you did it right, just about all of the wire will double in thickness, which will mean that it will double in strength. And it should never loosen. Okay? And that is how to wrap a wire across the back of a stretcher so that your canvas and your picture will hang nice and straight on a wall.